Picture this. You swear you remember Nelson Mandela passing away in the 1980s, but in reality, he lived until 2013. So, what gives? Is it a glitch in the matrix, or are we all just suffering from collective memory lapses? The Mandela Effect refers to the phenomenon where large groups of people share false memories, often of events or details that didn't happen as they remember them. This peculiar phenomenon is named after the former South African president Nelson Mandela, who many believed had died in the 80s, even though he passed in 2013. So is it just our brains playing tricks on us, or are we living in some sort of alternate reality where things aren't what they seem? The rise of the Mandela Effect. Why now? The Mandela Effect has been around for decades, but in recent years, it has exploded in popularity, especially online. With the rapid growth of social media platforms, people now have more opportunities than ever to connect and share these eerie, alternate reality experiences. Some argue that it's the internet's fault for spreading false information, while others believe it's proof of parallel universes bleeding into our own. Could our collective minds be unlocking secrets of other dimensions? Some 2024 studies point to how our brains work in sync when exposed to shared false memories, fueling the belief that maybe, just maybe, we are living in an altered reality. The Berenstain Bears conundrum. The bare truth. Anyone who's ever read the beloved children's book series, The Berenstain Bears, probably remembers the name being spelled Berenstain. But according to every book and online database, it's always been Berenstain. The weird part, thousands of people swear they remember the Berenstain version. Is it a case of mass brainwashing by some unknown force, or is this just a simple error in memory? While the internet has offered countless explanations, including the possibility that it's all due to poor spelling or simple cognitive misfires, it doesn't make the oddity any less spooky. What's the deal? Did the name change without us noticing, or are we being manipulated by some higher power? Looney Tunes or Looney Tunes, your childhood lies. Now let's talk about cartoons, specifically the beloved Looney Tunes. If you recall the show from your childhood, you might swear it was spelled Looney Tunes. After all, Tunes seems like a much better fit for a cartoon show, right? But in reality, it's always been Looney Tunes. Some say this is a simple case of misremembering, but the sheer volume of people who insist the word was Tunes raises an interesting question. Are we just prone to mixing up words, or is something more mysterious at play? The Monopoly Man. Did he ever have glasses? Many people remember the Monopoly board game mascot, Rich Uncle Pennybags, having a monocle. But guess what? He never did. In fact, no version of the Monopoly Man has ever been depicted wearing glasses of any kind. Now, if you've been thinking, wait, I distinctly remember him having a monocle, you're not alone. Millions of people share this same memory. Is it simply a case of visual confusion, or are we experiencing some sort of mind-warping Mandela effect where our memories have been altered? Some believe that the iconic image of Mr. Peanut, who actually does wear a monocle, might be getting mixed up with the Monopoly Man in the minds of many. The curious case of Kit Kat versus Kit Kat. Let's talk about chocolate. Who doesn't love a Kit Kat bar? But here's the kicker. Have you always been sure that Kit Kat was spelled with a hyphen? A vast number of people recall the name being spelled Kit Kat. Yet in 2024, every Kit Kat bar on the shelf spells it as Kit Kat, no hyphen. Is this a case of faulty memory, or is there something more bizarre going on? Could it be that the timeline we remember has shifted, and we are now living in a reality where the hyphen no longer exists in Kit Kat? Or could it be the result of marketing campaigns brainwashing us into remembering things differently? Shazam, the non-existent movie. You may remember a 1990s movie starring Sinbad as a genie called Shazam. You remember it, right? The video home system cover with Sinbad in a big blue turban. Except here's the thing. That movie never existed. No one can find it anywhere. And Sinbad himself even says he's never been in a movie called Shazam. Yet thousands of people swear they've seen it. They can recall specific scenes, quotes, and even the feeling of watching it as a child. So where did this memory come from? Could it be another case of the Mandela Effect, where a movie that never existed feels like it was part of our collective past? Some argue that people are confusing Shazam with a similar film, Kazam, which starred Shaquille O'Neal as a genie. But that doesn't explain the vivid memories of the non-existent Shazam. The Fruit Loops mystery, a colorful confusion. One of the most debated Mandela Effect examples is the Fruit Loops cereal logo. You might remember it as being spelled Fruit Loops with 2 O's. But here's the surprise. It's always been Fruit Loops with a U. Many people are shocked by this, especially those who remember the fruit version, perhaps because of the phonetic spelling of the word. The colorful loops may have tricked our brains into associating them with the word fruit, but the brand name has never been spelled that way. Why does this happen to so many people, and how can such a simple, yet mind-bending memory error happen to a large group of people? Curious minds, what's really behind the Mandela Effect? So, what is really going on? Is it just our brains playing tricks on us, or is there something much deeper at work here? Some researchers speculate that the Mandela Effect could be a sign of alternate realities colliding, while others believe it's simply a collective misremembering of facts. With more people than ever coming forward with stories of déjà vu, false memories, and shared experiences of reality shifts, it seems we might be tapping into something bigger. Could our understanding of reality be fundamentally flawed? Could it be that we're slipping between parallel universes, or maybe, just maybe, we're all a bit more susceptible to suggestion than we realize? Whether it's quantum physics or mass psychology, the Mandela Effect is certainly a topic that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. Are we living in multiple realities? The big question. The Mandela Effect has become not just a quirky curiosity, but a serious topic of discussion among scientists, philosophers, and even conspiracy theorists. Some have taken to YouTube and social media to argue that the Mandela Effect is proof of alternate realities or timelines overlapping. There are theories that involve quantum mechanics, the idea of parallel universes, and even time travel. Could it be that something is actually changing the course of our history, and we're the last to know? Are we living in a version of the world where things have shifted, and we're only just noticing now? The idea that we're in multiple realities is nothing new. Philosophers and scientists have been toying with the concept for centuries. But with the rise of the Mandela Effect, it's a question that many are now asking seriously. Are we simply victims of faulty memory, or could the world around us be constantly changing? If you enjoyed this dive into the Mandela Effect, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more mind-bending mysteries. Share your thoughts in the comments. Did any of these examples mess with your memories? Thanks for watching, and stay curious.